Leek. I've been waiting to have this for a long time. I got some great
Oh
questions for you, man.
boy.
I'm actually
Okay.
going to let you listen to me for just a second because one of the things I want to talk about today is big shows. I've been talking all stream about how I have big show tomorrow, ANF Challenge, opening for Kygo, opening for AJR, two stages, opening set. So I just want to talk about all the things that I do to prepare for a big show. And then while I'm talking, if you could kind of think about all the things
Yeah.
that you do prepare for a big show, because I know you've had them too. And yeah, maybe just comment on some of the things that I talk about and make it your own. So show prep starts as soon as I confirm the show, and I make a folder on my computer for the show. And then as I'm listening to music in my car, at the gym, at shows, I'll just, or just when I'm organizing music, I'll just start dropping stuff into that folder over the time. So I've had about the better part of a year really to start dropping songs into that folder for this event. And then I start thinking about musical lanes and routines. I don't necessarily build like a full-on set, but I think musical lanes. So for the show tomorrow, it's a company that's very well versed in EDM, so I know I can do the electronic lane. They want me to play house. That's kind of what they want me to start off with, so I can do the house lane. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's kind of the end of summer, so I think I can hit them with like those summery beachy jams. And so I just think about musical lanes and then
Yeah.
a couple routines I want to do. You know me, Leek. I love my routines. I try to, especially on a big show, me personally, I want to leave them with something that says, oh man, that guy can actually DJ. So thinking about the routines that I do. Next is
Absolutely.
content planning. And we're going to talk, you're the content master, so I'm going to really have you help me with this. But I have a videographer coming. I have a photographer coming. I have my 360 camera that I'll have set up, a GoPro for like just a shot of me, and then an audio recorder. And that way I have backups for pretty much everything. I have a backup video, I have backup audio, and I can just go from there. And marketing. So what's all that content going to look like, where I'm going to be sharing it. Another thing about content, I went to the store today, got some new jeans, and I got some new shoes because I want to look good. I'm going to have a haircut, right before the show, literally a haircut on the way to the show. So make sure you're looking good. For event review, what did I want to talk about for this? Oh, yeah. So I want to know everything about the event. So if it's a charity, I want to know which charities we're helping out. If it's corporate, I want to know what the company's all about. I want to know who is playing alongside me, who's on each stage. So in case I need to do some hosting, I'm ready for that as well. I want to know all about the mission of the event. Just because I'm a guy with the microphone, they may ask me to say something. I want to be well versed, and I think that's just something you should do as a show. Once you get close to the show, start combing through that folder, start taking things out, adding things in. There's track prep, all my cue points, my loops, mix in, mix out things, practice runs, which I do 2 to 3 days before the show. You make a packing list of all the things you need to bring so you don't forget anything, and then a pre-show checklist. There's nothing worse than starting your show and remembering halfway that you forgot to turn on your audio recorder, that you forgot to turn on video, that you forgot to take a tag off your clothes or something like that. So the pre-show checklist is very important as well. So Leek, are there any things that you want to highlight? Are there any things that you think I should add or that I'm missing, or things that are unique to you?
Man, I mean, all great things. I mean, the same. I do a lot of those same things, man. It's one thing I've learned is that progress comes from preparation. It's like the more you prep, that's where your confidence comes from, especially for a big show. Obviously doing stuff with the crew in Ohio State, those are kind of like big shows in their own sense. So that's like a week in, week out prepping. And like you said, making sure, do I have my camera? Is the battery full?
True.
Do I have the right storage? Things like that. Do I have the microphone? So a lot of things like that, but man, you hit a lot of it on the head. I think another thing, for just prepping the big show is, maybe sometimes going through the comments too, under the post, and just kind of seeing what kind of audience you're going to have. Like I know, like when I did Breakaway, I was like, okay, I know I'm going to have a younger crowd because of the type of people I see commenting, posting, and things like that. And sometimes it's nice to go back and look at footage from previous years to see how people, reacted to stuff or who was in the crowd, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And really just doing as much research as you can before going into the show.
Absolutely. I'm both on the social media side and on the other side. One of my main chatters, one of my mods, one of my friends, Sherion, says, "I demand a better introduction for Leek." And I forget that everyone in Columbus knows you, but not everyone from around the world knows you. So here, I'm going to do my best to do a proper introduction for Leek. So the gentleman that I'm about to talk to is one of the best DJs in Columbus. He has solidified himself over and over and over in that regard as a host and MC and DJ for the Ohio State Buckeyes, the biggest sports team in Columbus, the Columbus Crew, who just got a new stadium. He is one of the few DJs I know that can throw his own party, and actually people will show up looking good and everything will be right with the step and repeats and the lights and the sound and just a great flyer, great outfit. He is one of the social media people that I look up to the most as far as what he's able to be done, growing his following, remaining authentic, and improving over time. I remember the videos that he used to do where it's like, okay, that was a little funny. And then, okay, that was really funny. And then now it's just almost like, it's scripted, it works. And now he's doing all kinds of color correction. So without further ado, this is my good friend, DJ Leek, or just Leek. What are you going by now? Just Leek. Right?
Hey, I'm in my Diddy era, man.
Oh, yeah, okay. Leek. It's easier to say DJ Leek. But is that, Sharon, how'd I do? Is that better?
Is that great. That was,
okay, cool.
That was awesome.
I really respect this dude, and that's why I wanted to get straight into questions. I don't want to waste his time. He's got a lot of knowledge that he can share, and I want to squeeze as much as I can out of him. So
I never get to talk to you more than 20 minutes because you're busy and I'm busy. So this is great, man.
Absolutely.
Take your time.
So we talked about big shows. Let's see what else I want to talk about here. I have a bunch of questions for you, man. I think most important, I mentioned it in the introduction I just gave. You were able to throw a 30th birthday party that was very, very impressive. I talked to you the day after just to kind of congratulate you on how it went down. But can you just talk about just a few things that you did to plan and maybe what your mindset was going into throwing this event?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know I threw that party in like 3 weeks. Didn't have a lot of time, and I think that's really what made me go so hard is like, yo, we have limited time and we gotta we're gonna do this or we're not. One thing I really did was I leaned into my resources, which was a great help. Just reaching out to people like, hey, who's able to do this or who wants to help with this. Getting a liquor sponsor was huge. They helped with the step and repeat. Will Fairbanks, helping me with the marketing, the key helping out with things as well.
You had like 10 photographers there.
The thing was, I built it up to where like you're kind of like, what is this dude about to do? I put on my story like I need 10 photographers for this event, and then I let people know it was going to be a red carpet event. So I think that's really what made it pop off. Is like. It wasn't just a normal party. It forced people to, hey, go get your best dress, go get your best, button up, your best jacket. And it really just kind of set the standard for what it was going to be. And then I had one of the best DJs, DJ Bandcamp. So I really tried to put everything that I knew, like the best parts of it, together. A red carpet, the best DJ, a brand new venue, 10 photographers on the red carpet, a videographer. Like the way I market it really was like, yo, this is not a regular party. Like this is an event. It's not a birthday party. And I made the tickets only $10. And I think that was a big thing too. And that just comes from understanding the market and just understanding like, hey, I'm not going to force people to go buy a brand new dress or clothes and then charge them $50 to come to a party. So the ticket was honestly, in my opinion, undervalued, but it worked out. So
I think that's fair. It's not going to scare anyone away for $10. So even if you didn't know it was ticketed at the door, you weren't going to be scared away by that. Like if someone says, hey, $10 at the door and you walk away, then why are you out partying? Come on, like that's one drink anyway.
And I mean I've also leverage my own name on it. I made it an open event, and I pushed it more as an event and not a birthday party. You know, like I didn't even call it Leek's birthday; it was the Leek Gala. You know, it's just understanding everything from a marketing aspect. Hey, this is a gala. This is not just me. This is everyone come out, have a good time. And, you know, people are like, you need to do one every year. I'm like, well, my birthday comes once a year. So, but yeah, man, just really marketing the right way, bringing the right people on, and just putting out a good product, I think is what made it so successful.
And then maybe what's one thing you learned, because I think you shared with me that there might be a New Year's Eve event coming for you, and maybe what's one thing that you would improve upon the last party? And I have nothing. Like, if you ask me this question, I don't really know outside of like maybe moving the space, but
a team for sure.
Put a team together. Okay, cool. So who are your top three? Would you have someone who's like a media team or a security team? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, security, media, and then just like a day of, you know, and then even under security, like they would take care of ticket people or doing ticketing. Media would be, you know, maybe having someone taking my phone for the day and just getting the content so I can just focus on other things.
Right.
And then obviously having video and photo, and then just like a day of like helping set up, tear down, just making sure things are good, because I actually had my assistant there. She was helping me out. And, you know, she was running the photo booth for me and helped set up the balloons, you know, because I was getting a haircut and people were texting my phone. Man, so it was just so nice to like be in charge of everything, but also have people in place that I trusted to be like, just get it done, you know? So I definitely would love to build like a team and just like, you know, for the next time. So. Okay.
And I talked about in my, you know, what I did to prepare for my show tomorrow, making sure that the outfit's on point, and you went all out. So maybe talk about that briefly, and then we'll move on to the next thing.
So I knew I had to come correct. I mean, it was my party, and I just wanted something that was gonna be like, yo, this dude is wilding.
It's his birthday. It's this guy's birthday. 100% it's this guy's birthday.
So I did the all white, no shirt underneath, you know, bare chest,
chains,
and you know, I kind of went out of my own comfort zone, and it worked. You know, it was just me. It was just me being me, and you know, I had the floral imprint on it, which was nice. And then I had the shoes with the gold in it, and had the crew championship ring.
That was huge. I forgot about that. Yep, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I definitely. But it was a gala. I'm like, hey, it's a gala. I wanted to bring the best out of Columbus. That was like my goal. It's like, and I had people tell me like, man, I've never seen so many people dressed up. I've never seen.
I said that for a birthday party.
Was you?
I said that.
But people, man, I've never seen so many fine women, and you know the dudes were looking all good.
I didn't say that, Jesse. I didn't.
No, not yeah.
So let's see what else we can talk about before you get me in trouble. Okay. So I talked about your social media presence, man, and just like the growth from us texting back and forth, like, hey, that was kind of funny. You can roll with that. And then maybe the quality of the content with your new camera that you've just gotten, and, you know, maybe doing the color grading. Can you just talk about maybe like 3 big steps that have helped you in your social media? Like maybe 3 like big aha moments that kind of progressed you forward.
Quality, timing, and consistency.
Cool. And pick one of those and just start going.
Yeah, consistency is the biggest one, because you can do stuff on an iPhone, but like if you put enough good stuff out, people are going to watch it. You know, I have a great camera and my quality is good, but like it means nothing if it's collecting dust. So consistency is the first important thing. And then quality, I think, is next, because if you can improve, like, then why not? And then I can honestly say my engagement has gone way up since I've been like taking more professional pictures and my videos. You know, I think people take it a bit more serious. And then timing, you know, understanding when to post, how far in between, you know, things like that. Figuring out the algorithm, because we all know Instagram has an algorithm, and TikTok, and it's hard to figure out, you know, what time of the day should I post? Should I post at night, on a Thursday, on a Sunday? Is there an Ohio State game on? When are people on their phones a lot? There's a lot of stuff that goes into it that, you know, I've come to understand. And it's not just Instagram. It's your market and your audience too. Like, I'm on the East Coast, so it's like if I post, do I have a lot of West Coast followers? If I do, I can still pick up maybe 60, 70 people to like a post at 9 o'clock at night because it's only 6 o'clock. But if I post at 10 o'clock, they're going to see it right when they wake up. So it's a lot of thinking that goes into, stuff like that. So,
and maybe where are you finding your analytics? Like, how are you breaking down the algorithm? Is it watching other YouTubers? Is it, trial and error? What's been helpful for you in trying to figure out the algorithm?
Yeah, I don't really watch too many other people. It's really just watching your own stuff and just seeing like, okay, like I've noticed too, like when I post regular stuff, and I hate to say regular, I don't get a lot of traction. I think I've reached a point where people want to see me doing cool stuff. And so I try to at this point I try to use my Instagram as much as I can more professionally for post. Stories is where more people want to see, okay, what is he doing moment by moment?
The life.
Nobody wants to see me post me getting Jenny's ice cream and post a picture on my Instagram. No, they want to see me at an Ohio State game. They want to see me at the crew game. They want to see me at an event or maybe me doing a photo shoot. Those are where I get my foremost, highest forms of engagement. So it's just noticing and taking note, like, oh, okay, that posted really well. This one didn't. Well, why? It's like, okay, well, the type of content that was posted is different. Like I'll post me traveling and it's like, it'll do well, but post me on the field at Ohio Stadium takes off.
Boom. Yeah, man. People love the Buckeyes.
It's understanding what does your audience want to see from you? What have they put in their mind that they want to see? So that's one thing I've learned lately too. And then, obviously most of the people that follow me are 25 to 30, if not, more in that 30 range. So posting late at night is not going to be as effective as it used to be. People are asleep. They got work in the morning. They're up. Maybe at lunch, they're on their phone more. So it's a lot of in-depth thinking and really, more than just posting and just understanding the analytics and the timing of stuff and your audience as you grow and as they grow with you. I mean, it's just like being an artist. You're not going to rap or sing about the same things you used to rap and sing about. People want to hear your evolution. They want to hear and see you do different things to an extent. And it's the same thing with like, a DJ or being a social media presence. It's like, hey man, like we want to see you grow and we want to see like what you're doing now and honestly, just like the important stuff.
Cool, man. And wait to hear this segue. So you mentioned some of your followers are on the West Coast, right? And you did a stint on the West Coast, and I think it could be really helpful. There's not too many DJs out there that go to a different market, take that leap, take that plunge, and then experience that. Now you came back, but can you talk about what it was like switching DJ markets? What you set out to do? What obstacles maybe you had, and then maybe some learning, some things you learned?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, Ohio I moved out to Arizona, primarily the Phoenix area, and they're two different markets. And I have never had such an eye-opening experience. So the clubs out west are way different than the clubs here. I mean, honestly, I'm speaking from that time frame, but now like a lot of clubs have taken on the biggest style, type of feel. But back then, I was going from DJing in like a place called Food Hall. More bar scene, not really nightclubs. And so when I went out to Arizona, everything was nightclub. I'm talking flashing lights, loud music, bottle service, the bottle service, dress code, sometimes a cover and long lines. And it's like, whoa, this is totally different. And the energy was just like, boom, 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 boom. I'm listening to DJs. I'm here. Let me clear my throat for 1 minute. He's off to the next song. But it's creating the sense of urgency and energy. It's like, we got to go. Like we got people we're trying to buy drinks. We're trying to get drinks sold. We're trying to get bottles on the table. Being in Columbus, the Midwest, it's a slower paced environment. People aren't really out on a Tuesday night doing stuff, Wednesday night. But like you go to a place like, Miami, LA, even out there, like they got stuff going on all the time. So one thing I learned was there was a lot of quick mixing out there. And then also a lot of DJs out there are with hospitality groups, which I'd never heard of until I went out there. So that was a tough thing, is like, being here in Columbus, obviously I work with like Beat Squad, more of the private stuff, but in the clubs, like I booked myself.
Mm-hmm.
So out there, it was hard to get on because it's like, well, one DJ was like, well, I can't help you get booked. You got to go through this guy in this group. I'm like, all right. So that was a tough thing. And then just the style, I try to bring that style back to Ohio, the quick mixing, and honestly, it didn't go over well. People would be upset, or they would tell me I was mixing too fast or not letting the songs play. So you learn a lot of different things, when you move markets. But I think overall it was a great jump for me because it showed me that like there's different ways to DJ, and in order to climb that ladder, like you have to learn different ways. But it also helped me with my weddings and stuff too, because a lot of weddings now, they don't want you to play the whole song. They want it to be kind of that quick mix. And so I feel like if I never would have went to Arizona and learned that skill, I wouldn't have been able to bridge that gap of knowing how to like play traditionally here in Ohio, but like being able to go quick if I need to, if that makes sense.
Right, and now you can do both. And one of our our viewers asked, "What's a hospitality group?" And my understanding is like a hospitality group would be like a collection of clubs, right? They have a collection of clubs, they have a collection of DJs, and they kind of rotate people. Not people, but rotate DJs through their nightlife events, and they have their guys. So
like
my understanding, yeah. Oh, they were straight agencies. Okay.
Yeah. It's like a modeling agency. Like if you're a model and it's like, oh, I got booked for this magazine because I go through ABC agency. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing for a DJ. It's like you're part of like Scam Artist or Forward Hospitality. They have ownership of different venues, and if you're a part of that agency, they put you in those venues, either in that city or that state or around the country, to where they have connections. Which you don't have to be in one, but it can help. And I know the Road podcast actually just had a talk about that. You just want to make sure you get in the right one that's not going to screw you over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I listened to that episode as well. Let's see. I think Sharon says thank you. And what else did I want to ask about Arizona? Okay, and maybe what was the biggest reason for coming back? I'm sure there was multiple reasons, but was it financial? Was it emotional? Was it just, hey, this wasn't what I thought? What was the number one reason for coming back?
Yeah, it was a little bit of both. I think that, I was 25 and I moved straight out of college, and I had these big dreams of being like this famous DJ. And I thought that I had to do it outside of Columbus. I was like, well, I got to go somewhere else. And, I went out there and I kind of got just like very humbled, because I went out and I still was a good DJ when I went, but nobody would give me a chance. Nobody would, really allow me to come in and maybe do like a set. And I mean, the DJ world is tough because it's how we eat, so it's
there's only so many nights, so many venues, so much money to go around. Yes. I get that. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you don't know if this kid's good or not. They could mess up your name. And it's like, if he is good, what if he's better? Then like, maybe you'll get replaced. And it's like, so the DJ world's very tough. So I didn't really get a lot of gigs. I had some, and I did well when I performed. But I was working at a gym and I wasn't getting any gigs, and, kind of just got depressed. I wasn't doing what I loved. And I had people in Ohio telling me like, if you come back, we have work for you. Like, we're ready for you to come back. And I was like, man, like, I don't want to go back. I was like, but like, I need to be smart and, do what's best for me. And the crew, another thing, like the crew was on their way out.
That's true.
They were getting sold to Austin. So I was like, well, the crew's gone. I wasn't working for Ohio State at the time. So the biggest thing I had in my career was basically leaving. So I was like, well, like, I need to make a jump because the nightlife wasn't that big. Seesaw wasn't a thing. I had just stopped working at Food Hall, and I just didn't see a clear path to being successful in Columbus. And so I was like, I got to go. And I left for a little bit. Things kind of popped up in Columbus. It grew. And then I came back, and it just has been nuts ever since.
And I don't want anyone who's listening to think that like Leek wasn't doing all like the baseline things. Obviously, Leek was going out as many nights as he could, meeting the right people, shaking hands, kissing babies, all that stuff. And so there are some times where I walk into a room, right, and I go, it's a bigger DJ, they're regional, national headliners, like hard ticket seller, and I go, there's sometimes I go in and I say, I could do what they're doing. And then there's sometimes where I go, I can't do what they're doing. They're really unique. What they're doing is like beyond my understanding. Were you going into these rooms thinking these guys are better than me or I can't do what they do? Or was it I can do what they do, I just need a shot?
I thought I could do what they did.
Yeah. Okay.
As far as like, I didn't have, now I would say like on the EDM side, I wasn't not as
well-versed.
Yeah, I wasn't well versed, but from the open format standpoint, I could do that. Like like one of the best sets I had was at like more of a laid back bar, but it was like a huge place, but it didn't have like the nightclub feel. And I DJ'd there one night, and a girl came up. She's like, "You're the best DJ we've heard in the area," because I was playing like the throwbacks, the fun stuff. You know what I mean? And
it was unique.
It was unique. It was different than like the typical Scottsdale feel. And it sucked, there's bars down there that are Ohio State affiliated. And, one of the DJs that I tried to, connect with and, get lunch and stuff was from Cleveland. And I was like, I'm from Medina. And, never would text me back, and I never tried to bombard the guy or anything. But one of my friends was a promoter. So everything that I thought would help me get there, just kind of was like, well, damn, like there goes all my clovers. I thought I had everything lined up. I had people telling me like I can help you get booked. And I always tell people that come to me about like wanting to get booked or like get put on with a team, you have to become that and then just attract it. Because like it's just the entertainment industry. Like people look at you almost from a surface level unless you have a relationship. Or unless, people are in their ear saying like, yo, you need to book this guy. It's just tough. And I mean, it took me 10 years to even just get to this point. But, I put the work in with the marketing, putting out mixes. And honestly, I still don't feel like I do enough. Like I could be putting out more SoundCloud stuff and YouTube stuff. It's obviously just a little tough with being scheduled to DJ throughout the week. But, even at this point in my career, I'm like, yo, there's still so much I could be doing.
Absolutely. And everyone, there's always more you could be doing, but you have to set aside time for, you have to prioritize, set aside time. I mean, I know you're in the gym. I know you're working on mental health. I know you try to have some fun with some friends. I know you like your tequila. So it's about priorities. And, you can't do everything. So I want to know, chat, does anyone have any questions for Leek? Because, I mean, we could keep going. There were some questions in past streams that I'm going to talk to Leek about. But if you have a question for Leek, now is the time to ask it. And one of our listeners asked, what role does self-care and mental health play in maintaining a sustainable and fulfilling career as a DJ? And I was like, I'm gonna wait to ask Leek that question, because I feel like this question is about DJing, self-care, mental health, and those are all buckets that you kind of live in. So talk about that.
I can't express enough how much of a better DJ I am when I take care of myself. Mm-hmm. I've had literally people tell me before, like, they're like, man, like your energy just seems different. I'm like, man, I'm in a good spot. I'm in a good place. They're like, I can tell, like you're smiling, you're dancing, you're mixing. It's just when I'm in a bad mood, I can't even think, like, because my mind is just so, hung up on whatever I'm struggling with or what I got to deal with, or, if some girl in the club is making me mad that is just being rude or whatever, or, or if I'm just drinking too much and I haven't worked out and I just, I got self-esteem issues because I'm gaining weight. Like when I'm in the gym, I'm getting good sleep, still having fun, but like, I'm taking care of myself. It's like my brain is just clicking in different ways because I'm a happy-go-lucky guy, and I operate the best when I'm in a good mood. Like when I'm in a great mood. Like even yesterday, I was just tired. I had a long day. I've been working a lot, and I had to do the crew game. And Mike, as you know, crew games are long days.
Mm-hmm. Longer even now.
Yeah, longer even now. And so like one of my friends was like, "Did you have fun?" I was like, "I'm just happy we won." They were like, "Damn!" They're like, "Why didn't you have fun?" I'm like, "It's not I didn't have fun." I'm like, "Dude, I'm just tired."
But
So
you'd
it's like,
never know it because the content that came out of that day was high energy. It was great. It was well done. There was like throughout the day, I feel like there were things that you did to kind of highlight what you were doing, and I think you even got on national TV yesterday. So congratulations on that. What else did I want to say about it? But yeah, so that's the thing about DJing is you are always on. So whether you're having a good day, bad day, doesn't matter. You know, you still got to act like it's it's
yeah.
somebody's Super Bowl, it's somebody's
And
clinching playoff game.
that's what people don't understand too. And like I want to do a segment on this on my personal page is like, imagine at your job, and I mean, I'm sure there's some jobs like this, but like imagine at your job every single time you have to bring almost your best performance.
Not even just that. I think people bring their best performance to work, but you have to bring energy. Like you can't just like come and perform. You have to be, you know, 3 steps above everyone else around you who's also coming to party.
I don't know, because like when I did corporate life, there's some days I'm like, I'm not gonna really answer that many emails today, like whatever, I'll just do the important ones. But like as a DJ, like every wedding I do, it's like I have to bring my best.
Best day
because
ever, every time.
because one, if I don't, I'm ruining someone's day.
Mhm.
Two, if I don't, that's my reputation.
True.
And that's what like a lot of people don't understand, because like someone like, well, how was Leek when he DJ'd your wedding? And it's like, well, he's all right.
I've
Now
seen
it's like,
better. Yeah, that's what you really don't want when they've seen you before, and then it was like, well, I've seen better. You know, he was okay. That. I mean, I don't think that happens as much as we think it does in our head, but that's what gives me nightmares. It's like they've seen me before, and it's like, oh, Mike had an off day or something. You know?
getting off day, especially when you pull up to a wedding and people are like, "Oh, the bride said you're like amazing, and we can't wait to hear you tonight." It's like, oh my gosh, it's like damn, I gotta go off, I gotta go crazy.
Yeah, let's fucking go, Clay. Hey, Leek, is there anything else you want to talk about? I know you're a busy man. Probably got to get your sleep in. Anything else you want to talk about before I let you go?
Oh, you're good, man. No, I mean, just kind of like I said, just I've been having like a lot of guys reach out to me about wanting to, guys and girls, DJ and just kind of get to where I'm at. And one thing I just want to tell people is like, take your time and enjoy where you're at right now, because while like I'm in a great position and I love everything I'm doing, like man, those were some of the best moments, like that in the middle phase where like I wasn't terrible anymore and I wasn't like the where I'm at now, like just kind of like that learning and having fun, like enjoy that. And I'm not saying like I don't enjoy it now, but I'm sure you can attest to this, like at a point it does start to become work. You have to, you have a clientele you have to take care of, the marketing, it becomes a lot more serious. And I feel like people are always trying to rush to just get to a certain point. And like I said, I'm not that I'm not enjoying it, but it's like, man, enjoy that time now. Like enjoy like the process and just, building up to it, and just learning more and just discovering yourself and being like, oh, like I did this video a little bit better. Oh, this mix was better than the last one. Like enjoy every step. Like don't try to skip it. Because sometimes like there were definitely times where when I was younger, I was like, oh, I should have been hosting that festival already. I should have been doing this. And it's like, nah, I would have screwed it up. So like take your time and perfect your craft. So when you do get to that point, you're not going to mess it up, and like the stage isn't going to be too big for you. And you'll always be ready for it. So I'm grateful that I didn't always get everything that I wanted at that time, because I definitely would have embarrassed myself. So
I wouldn't say we definitely wouldn't embarrass yourself. Maybe you wouldn't. You do a better job now than you would have then. I don't think there's any point in your career where you really would have messed some stuff up. Like, come on.
yeah.
Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. I used to get yelled at by, I ain't gonna say who, but when I first started working for the crew, I was like, what, 22, 23 years old.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And I had no sense of timing. I mean, this, I had no sense of timing. And I would be late to meetings, and they're like, dude, you better get it together. You're not going to be around much longer. I'm just like, uh-oh.
But hey, you corrected it, because you know, the assistant came out of that. I remember when you first got your assistant rolling, and yeah, now I think you've kind of corrected it. Like that was kind of like the missing piece.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna make mistakes, but I mean, I think that's the biggest thing to being a DJ as well, is like taking criticism and not being offended. Like if someone tells you like, oh, like I didn't like your set, and I mean, there's some people that just don't know music, but like, you know, people telling you like you could do better. It's like listen and be like, okay, like, is it true? Is it not? And then like take it from there. Like I know, you know, I mean, people don't know, like you and I have worked together for a long time. And even you would get on me about stuff like, hey, man, you need to do a better job here, here, here. And I mean, I would be frustrated at times, but more with myself because I knew I was better than that. I just wasn't putting the effort forth. But once I took that criticism and applied it, it's like, look at me now. You know, it's like I've everything that I was bad at, I've corrected it. You know, being prompt, answering emails on time. You know what I'm saying? Being early to the crew games to where I'm not getting a text like, hey, where are you? That's the worst message to get from a client or a boss. Like, where are you?
So what you're saying is you're lucky to have a friend like me who will get on you and give you honest feedback. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, okay. I got it on video now. The interview's over, baby. I got him to say it. No,
everyone needs a DJ access.
Oh, that's right. That's pretty much everything. I don't know why that just popped up. Okay, Leek, I'm gonna let you go. What do you have this weekend? Are you at John Boy?
Yep, John Boy tomorrow, and then I got a wedding Saturday, and then I have a community event in Fairlawn, Ohio. So
hardest working man in Columbus.
Hey, I got bills to pay.
That's right. Amen. All right, Leek, have a great chat. Before Leek runs out here, blow, give us some emotes, blow up the chat. If you've learned something from Leek, let him know about it. I'm gonna put some emotes in chat as well. But yeah, Leek, you're awesome, man. Thank you very much for doing this. Have a great weekend. And go Crew. Go Bucks.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Go Bucks, go Crew. I'll holler at y'all later.
All right.